Folks, I've been married 36 years and I didn't get there by asking my wife what's wrong and taking nothing as the answer. If your wife says nothing, you better know there's something else deeper and you just don't know what it is. And it's worth finding out. What does this have to do with sales? Everything. Talking about pain next on Purpose Under Pressure. Welcome back. My name is Brian, and this is Purpose Under Pressure. It's a podcast about developing sales and leadership success on purpose and under pressure. It's brought to you by the Professional Sales and Leadership Training Team at Sandler by the Ruby Group. You'll find them in Akron and Columbus, Ohio. They're in Jacksonville, Florida. They're in Capital Region, New York. Wherever you are, reach out to them where they are. They'll come to you. They'll figure it out. They'll work with you to get things done on purpose, the way you want it to be, the way you want your sellers and your team to represent you. Remember, when they're out there making their first impressions, making their cold calls, making their contacts, they're your first line. They're the ones that people see first. They're setting the brand. And if they're not differentiating themselves and you're from others, you're missing an opportunity. And I think you ought to take advantage of it. I think you ought to reach out to the Ruby Group. You can connect with them online at therubygroup.sandler.com. The Ruby Group, master the pressure, lead with purpose, deliver results. So let's get cooking. I want to talk about some really tough stuff today. That's what we do here on Purpose Under Pressure. I want to talk about pain. I want to talk about pain. I know that no one likes to talk about pain. No one likes pain in general. And yet, if we're not outside of our comfort zones, experiencing some pain and getting some discomfort, we're not going to move forward. We're not going to get anything done. We're not going to move from the spot that we're in. Why would we? If we're comfortable, if everything's good, why do anything different? We're not going to accomplish anything. I think it was Muhammad Ali when someone asked him about how many sit-ups he could do, and he answered, I don't know. He said, I don't count my sit-ups. I only start counting sit-ups when they start hurting, when I start hurting, because those are the only sit-ups that count. We've all been there. You can do 5 sit-ups. Maybe you can do 10 sit-ups. You might be able to do 20 sit-ups, but once you can do 20 until you get to 30, all the pain kind of goes away. You got to keep pushing. You can't stop. Now, why am I talking about sit-ups and pain on a sales podcast? Because if you're a seller, and you haven't gotten to the point where it hurts, we're talking for the buyer, and we're also not talking about you being a pain in their butt. We're talking about asking enough questions, asking the right questions to get to some pain, to get to some real pain. And remember, people don't buy things until they need them. If you're a seller and you want them to buy your thing, they're not going to buy it until they need it. Either they need it to stop a real pain, something they're currently experiencing, or in advance of a perceived pain to come, something on the horizon. Either way, when they feel the pain, then they'll buy. That pain can be professional, but if you get to the personal pain, and that's what I want to talk about here, if you can get to the personal pain, then you've done your job as a salesperson. What do I mean by that? Let's go through a couple of examples, and let's talk to Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, would you like to buy my widget today? Sure, he says. How much does it cost? And you say $5, and he says, okay, let me go talk to my buyer. We'll make a decision, second Tuesday of next week or whatever. I'll call you back later. He's not calling back. No pain, no sale, right? Just a $5 widget. Big deal. Everybody's got them. Now, Mr. Jones, let's try this again. Do you need my widgets? Yeah. Why do you need my widgets? Oh, well, ours are breaking and the customer isn't happy. There's pain. There's enough pain. But let's go a little bit deeper. Customer's not happy. Well, why is that a problem? Seems like a ridiculous question. Go ahead and ask it, because they'll tell you, because if the customer's not happy, we're going to lose a customer. It's important for them to hear themselves say that. We're going to lose a customer. All right, nicely done, Mr. Salesperson. That's professional pain. There's a difference. Let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go there faster. Mr. Jones, you want to buy the widget? Yes. Why? Ours are breaking. So what? We're going to lose a customer. If you lose a customer, what does that mean to you, Mr. Jones? Well, it means I don't hit my revenue goals and our company doesn't hit its numbers. And maybe, Mr. Salesperson, let's ask one more question. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means I don't get my bonus. What does that mean? Well, that means I have to tell my wife that the trip to Tahiti is off. Folks, that's personal pain. When Mr. Jones has to go home and say, because I don't have the right widgets, we're not going to Tahiti, Now you've got something to sell. That's personal pain. Same sale, same widgets. But do you think Mr. Jones is going to push his purchasing agent a little bit harder for fear of having to tell his wife that their dream vacation is off? Or do you think he's going to go to the wall for you for a $5 deal? It's obvious. You got to go in search of pain. Now, I learned a long time ago about the pain funnel from Sandler by the Ruby Group. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that when that buyer says, yes, I'm going to lose a customer, I want to buy your widgets, I'm supposed to not let him buy? I want to ask another question? Sandler said, no, I want you to ask 3 more questions. I want you to go deep. I want you to go so deep that that buyer has no other choice than to satisfy that pain that he feels within, and he's going to do it with your solution. You got to go in search of pain. Remember, folks, there's a difference. We're not trying to cause pain. We're not being those salespeople. We're exposing the pain that's already there, and we're offering a solution. That's worth the hunt. It's worth the hurt. It's worth the effort. And that's what it takes to be a professional salesperson. Folks, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We do this every week, multiple times a week sometimes. If you like the show, go ahead and subscribe. That way you won't miss another episode. And we hope also that you'll go ahead and give us a thumbs up or a like, or you'll tell your friend. We want them to be on purpose too. So we want them to listen and watch. You'll find all past episodes of Purpose Under Pressure at brianmediastrategies.com/podcast and wherever you stream your favorite shows. It is brought to you by the Ruby Group, developing stronger sales teams for tougher conversations. Until next time, no matter how high the pressure gets, stay on purpose.